Hey, welcome back, or welcome if it's your first time. As you know, this channel is about all things women's wellness. Fellas, you can listen in. I'm sure you'll be able to glean a thing or two. And how in life, it's not only me and it's not only you, but life's ups and downs are universal. We want to get strength, we want to get encouragement, we want to get wisdom. Through those times that are not the best, and we also want to embrace and enjoy and be present in those joyous times. So let's dive into it. All right, so while I cruise through Atlanta traffic, I wanted to talk about some of my healing habits and how you might be able to benefit from them as well. And I did get some of these from my therapist. So a little hack for you if you are wanting to try out some techniques and see if they make a difference in your life while you're still looking for a therapist. Or this could be in addition to maybe some things that, some homework that your therapist gave you, and you can go back and report to them. But these are just some of my healing habits that help me. First habit was I had to allow myself to feel the feelings that were uncomfortable to feel, and it's something as simple as just saying to yourself what is going on right now, what is happening right now, what are you experiencing right now, and not necessarily just the emotion. It is important to identify the emotion, and I have an emotion pinwheel. I can put that in the description, and you can use that to, articulate the emotion. But what's the circumstance? What's happening right now? Is it that you're experiencing a job situation, a job loss? You're experiencing a relationship loss? You're experiencing a whatever the circumstances, go ahead and say it. And how do you feel about it? Really making space for those situations or those emotions that we try to avoid, but in a safe space. So you're giving yourself a safe space to deal with the things that make you feel uncomfortable, but in a safe way. So that was one of the practices or habits that I had to get okay with. I had to accept that. I had to embrace that habit. And my second habit was getting okay or getting comfortable with silence. Just like that. When things are silent, you can really begin to heal and grow. The noise, the actual noise, is sometimes burying things that need to be addressed. Whether you're, some people always have to have something playing, and that's okay. That's okay to have, things playing in the background. I urge you to try doing a few minutes of silence throughout your day, or maybe once a day, just silence. And sometimes we use those things to help us deal with the noise of our thoughts and the noise of, but those thoughts and those emotions and those feelings, they need a place to be heard. And if we're always trying to drown them out, how are we growing? How are we addressing things? How are we improving? So I would urge you to find 2 minutes and allow yourself to just sit in the silence for 2 minutes. And then you can play whatever you want to play. But just give yourself a couple minutes a day of silence. And you don't necessarily have to do anything. You could write if you choose to, or you could really just allow your thoughts to freely come to the surface and have an outlet. Not that you have to take any action. You don't have to do anything. Just give your thoughts an outlet. My third habit is in line with being that safe space, but I wouldn't say I was bad at this before, but I just became more intentional with speaking kindly to myself and about myself. I really was more aware of what I said about me. To me or to others. But what am I saying about myself? How am I saying it? Sometimes by default we can be nicer to some people than we are to ourselves. And so, someone that I maybe would take the time to speak kindly to, like if you're talking to a child, substitute yourself. If you're learning how to do this, substitute yourself for that child. Would you say this to that child? Would you say this to that person in your life that whomever it is that you make an effort to speak kindly to? Would you say that way? Even it can be even tone. It can be tone. Of course, it can be certain words. It could be how you describe them, or how would you describe them to them. Substituting yourself for whomever that individual is, and really being mindful of what you're saying, how you're saying it. Would you talk negatively about that person to someone else? Do you talk negatively about yourself to someone else? I'm so stupid. Why did I do that? Would you say that to that individual? You so stupid. Why'd you do that? Or would you never form your words to address that person or speak to them in that way? This is just something that I became more aware of, more mindful of. My fourth habit was creating like small little routines or small little, habits that allow me to show me that I care about me. And one of them was, it's silly, but I started giving myself like foot rubs at night. And it's not long. I mean, literally, you're like putting lotion on your feet. It might be like a minute and a half. It wasn't like a 30-minute, foot massage, but it was just, you can lotion your feet real fast, whatever, when you get out the shower, or you can take the lotion over to wherever you sit down, really massage it, work on your feet, give yourself a little reflexology. And that helped me feel a little more cared for. And it put in my mind or in my perspective to be gentle with myself, to be kind to myself. Something you could do is, if you're getting ready for bed, light a candle, or don't go to sleep though with the candle. You gotta blow it out. So be mindful of that. But maybe it's you set up your pillows a certain way for you to read at night, or you have like a little nook that something just for you. Maybe when you're in the shower, I've done this one, I like this. In the shower, sometimes I will play spa music, because I don't always have to go to the spa. It's a little dark, huh? I don't always have to go to the spa, but I can have a spa in my shower. If I decide to shower, sometimes you can turn the lights out and use like a small, have you seen those like different lights? I'll show you what I'm talking about. You can check the comments. But there are these lights that you can flick, and they're not flames, they're not candles, they're just lights, and they flicker like a candle, and you can kind of put those in your bathroom. So it's not like you're taking a shower in the dark, but you just have like a nice, ambient light for you to enjoy your spa-like shower. It is those little micro things that you can do to show yourself that you are cared for, and to show yourself that I love myself, I care for myself, I'm gentle with myself. These small things can show you that better than you just saying that. You're actually associating an action with the words that, the mantra, the affirmation. You're associating an action. You're executing on something that can affirm whatever it is that you're telling yourself. I'm loved, I'm cared for, I'm important, I'm delicate, I am worthy of care and compassion. Whatever it is that you're telling yourself, find an action, a micro action, a small action that you can do to support that. Okay, and the last one is I learned how to protect my peace without thinking that it's selfish. So I would say people pleasing was something that I would strive for. I strove for. I feel like, yeah, strove. And I realized that I had to say no for my functioning, for my capacity, for my sanity. And it's not to say no to, everything, but I had to say no to things that were very demanding. And it can feel selfish, but you have to remember that you know best what you can handle. There are instances where someone is there to push you. Like, for example, you're an athlete and you have a coach, and that coach might be trying to help pull greatness out of you. So you have to trust their judgment in that moment where you are like, coach, I have no more left to give. And that coach is like, you can give me 10 more. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about everyday life, everyday situations, commitments, volunteering, work things, family members, different things like that, where it's just, is that something that you can keep on your plate realistically? Are you the waitress that has the 7-8 plates and it's just like your arms are really struggling, or some of those plates are hot, they're burning your wrists? Really think about what can you realistically carry. And some things are recurring things that you're like, hey, I can carry this but not that. And then some things are one-off things where it's like somebody's asking you to do something that's the equivalent of a 75-pound weight, and you're like, I got my little weighted vest, I got my ankle weights, I got my wrist weights. So it's like, I can't carry that 75-pound weight right now. So it's just being honest with yourself, and you know yourself. You know best. Is that something you can pick up? Is that something that you can pick up every day? Is it something you can pick up every week? Is that something you can pick up every month? Whatever, the cadence is, if it's a one-off thing that could be very heavy for where you are right now, get okay with saying no, but maybe another time. No, not at this time. No, I'm not able to do that. I don't have the bandwidth for that right now. I don't have the capacity for that. Here's what I can do. Here's what I do have the capacity for. Here's how I can help. I can't make it. I can't go there with you, but I'll call you to see if you made it. I will drop off such and such. I'll arrange for so-and-so to drop off such and such. I can order this and have it be delivered. I can't bring it though. Whatever it is, if you are truly able to say you don't have the capacity for it, then you don't have the capacity for it. You can't make up capacity. I also want to talk about burnout. So I'll do some videos on burnout as well, and how to identify it and things like that. So definitely, depending on when you're watching this, you can go through, I'll have some playlists. You can go through the playlists and find one specifically on burnout and look out some of those videos. And if you are checking and you don't see the burnout playlist, then you can just search for burnout, and I'll try to link it somewhere here if it's already created. So I'll come back and update this video. But these are things that you have to do for your peace. And the better you get at this, the more you can help those in your life around you understand this is what it looks like to protect peace. This is an example of how I am able to function better, how I'm able to be a support for you, because at one point in time I would not have been able to do it had I not taken the time to really balance out my life. None of these habits are fancy, elaborate, expensive. they're none of that. They are simple things that I use to get myself back balanced, to get my energy back, and I think they could be helpful for you. I wouldn't say just start doing all of them all at once. Pick one. While I was talking through them, did one resonate with you? Maybe that's the one you can start today or tomorrow, maybe today. And just see how you feel, and you can start introducing others. You can come up with some of your own, but this is just what helped me and I wanted to share. So let me know in the comments what you thought. If you are going to start one of them, I'd love to know which one. That'd be really cool to see which one resonated with you or which one you came up with. I'd like to learn from you as well. So please, if you haven't already, you can do all the things. You can subscribe to the channel, like this video, comment, and share it with someone that you think could benefit from it. And check the description box for some of the goodies that I mentioned. And as usual, thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next video. Bye.